It was a crisp autumn morning when 4 college friends, Jake, Mia, Sam, and Lily, embarked on what they thought would be an unforgettable hiking trip in the dense forests of upstate New York. They had heard rumors about a mysterious forest known as the Forest with No Sound, a place where locals claimed that sound simply did not exist. Whispers of eerie experiences and strange phenomena surrounded the area, piquing the friends' curiosity and adventurous spirits. As they drove towards the forest, excitement buzzed among them. They laughed and joked, sharing stories about their college days and the adventures they had been on together. The car ride was filled with chatter and laughter, but as they approached the forest, an unsettling silence began to envelop them. The chirping of birds and rustling of leaves seemed to fade into an eerie hush. When they parked the car and stepped into the forest, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The air felt thick and heavy, almost suffocating. The once vibrant sounds of nature were replaced by an unnerving stillness. It was as if the forest was a realm completely detached from the world they knew. "It's just a myth, right?" Mia said, trying to lighten the mood. "There's no way sound can just disappear." "Yeah, we'll prove them wrong," Jake replied with a chuckle, though a flicker of doubt crossed his face. They followed a narrow path, surrounded by towering trees that cast long shadows on the ground. The forest seemed to close in around them, the light dimming as they ventured deeper. After 20 minutes of silence, the tension in the air became palpable. The only sounds were their footsteps crunching on the leaves and twigs beneath them. Suddenly, Sam stopped in his tracks. "Did you guys hear that?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Hear what?" Lily replied, glancing back at him. "I thought I heard something," Sam insisted, his brow furrowing. Before anyone could respond, a piercing scream erupted from Jake. It was a chilling sound that seemed to echo through the forest, yet it quickly faded into the oppressive silence. The others turned, their eyes wide with panic. "Jake!" Mia shouted, her voice filled with fear. But there was no response. Jake had vanished without a trace, swallowed by the eerie void of sound that surrounded them. They stood frozen, shock and terror coursing through them. "We need to go," Lily urged, her voice trembling. With hearts racing, they turned to flee, but Sam hesitated, his eyes scanning the area. "Wait, I have to get this on video," he said, pulling out his phone. "Maybe we can find him." Mia grabbed his arm. "Are you crazy? We need to get out of here." But Sam was already recording, capturing their frantic movements as they sprinted back down the path. As they ran, the oppressive silence pressed down on them, and the forest felt alive in a way that sent shivers down their spines. Every rustle of leaves and snap of twigs sent them into a frenzy, hearts pounding in their chests. They reached a clearing, but Jake was nowhere to be found. Panic set in, and they huddled together, trying to make sense of what had just happened. "Where could he have gone?" Mia gasped, her eyes darting around. "He was right behind us. He couldn't have just disappeared," Lily insisted, her voice shaky. "Maybe he's playing a prank." "Prank? In a place like this?" Sam said, his voice rising in pitch. "This is serious. We need to find him." They agreed to split up briefly, hoping to cover more ground. Sam insisted on continuing to record, believing that documenting their experience might help them figure out what had happened. "Just be careful," Mia cautioned as they separated, her heart heavy with dread. As Sam ventured deeper into the forest, the silence enveloped him. It was an unsettling quiet, as if the trees themselves held their breath. After a few minutes of searching, he paused, glancing back toward where he last saw Mia and Lily. He could feel a strange sensation crawling up his spine, an awareness that he was not alone. Suddenly, he heard a faint rustling behind him. He spun around, but there was nothing. "Jake," he called out, his voice echoing in the stillness. Just then, he felt a chill in the air, a whisper of something ominous. Panic surged within him as he turned to run back to his friends, but as he did, he stumbled over a root and fell, dropping his phone. The screen shattered, and the recording stopped. Sam scrambled to his feet, his heart racing as he hurried back to the clearing where he had left Mia and Lily. But when he arrived, they were gone. His breath quickened, and he felt a sense of impending doom wash over him. He called out for them, fear creeping into his voice, but the forest remained silent, as if mocking his desperation. "Guys, where are you?" he shouted, panic gripping him. In that moment, he remembered the phone he had dropped. He hurried back to the spot where he fell, praying it was still there. To his relief, he found it, the screen cracked but still functional. He quickly hit play on the last recording. As the video played, he was met with a haunting sight, his own frantic face, the trees looming ominously in the background. But then he heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible, as if coming from the depths of the forest. "I'm still here, but I'm not allowed to speak." Sam's heart dropped, recognizing the voice. It was Jake. He felt a rush of terror wash over him. "Jake, where are you?" he yelled into the void, desperation clawing at him. The whispering continued, "I can't, I'm trapped, don't come closer." Sam felt a chill run down his spine. The forest was not just silent, it was a prison. He stumbled back, horrified. The realization sank in, whatever had taken Jake was still there, lurking in the shadows, and it wasn't finished with him yet. He turned to flee but felt the air shift, an unnatural force pulling at him. He ran, adrenaline pumping through his veins as he desperately searched for Mia and Lily. The forest twisted around him, the path seeming to change, leading him deeper into its heart. Sam dashed through the trees, heart pounding, the echoes of Jake's voice haunting him. "I'm still here, but I'm not allowed to speak." Each step felt like a descent into madness, and he could feel the oppressive silence closing in around him. Finally, he stumbled into a small clearing, and to his relief, he spotted Mia and Lily. They were huddled together, their faces pale and filled with fear. "Sam," Mia cried, rushing to him. "We thought we lost you. Where's Jake?" he demanded, breathless. "Gone." We heard him scream, but it was like nothing happened. "It was silent," Lily said, tears in her eyes. "We tried to call for him, but it was like the sound was sucked away." Sam felt a surge of determination. "We have to get out of here. Now." Just as they turned to leave, the forest seemed to shift again. The trees creaked, and a low rumbling sound echoed through the air. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, a swirling mass that seemed to absorb the light around it. "Leave this place," a voice boomed, chilling them to the core. It seemed to resonate from the very ground beneath their feet. "No," Sam shouted defiantly, "we're not leaving without Jake." The entity laughed, a sound that sent shivers down their spines. "He is ours now. Sound does not exist here. You cannot call to him." In a moment of clarity, Sam remembered Jake's whisper, urging him not to come closer. "He's still here," Sam shouted, his voice rising against the void. "We can't leave him." With courage surging through him, Sam grabbed Mia and Lily's hands. "We need to believe in the power of our voices. We need to break the silence." Together, they began to shout Jake's name, their voices rising in defiance against the oppressive darkness. They called for him, pouring all their love and hope into the words, drowning out the silence. As they shouted, the entity writhed, the shadows flickering as if in pain. Suddenly, a light pierced through the darkness, illuminating the clearing. It was as if the very essence of sound was breaking free. In that moment, they heard a faint echo, a whisper that grew stronger. "I'm here, I'm here." Jake's voice rang out, clearer now, carrying through the forest. With a final surge of determination, the friends shouted together, "We believe in you, Jake. Come back to us." In a blinding flash, the shadows recoiled, and the forest shuddered. A figure emerged from the darkness, stumbling into the light. It was Jake, disheveled but alive. They rushed to him, embracing him tightly, tears of relief streaming down their faces. The oppressive silence that had once enveloped the forest began to lift, the air returning to normal. As they made their way out of the forest, they glanced back at the shadows receding into the depths of the trees. They had faced the darkness together and emerged stronger. Though the experience left them shaken, they knew that the bond they shared had triumphed over the silence. They vowed to never forget the power of their voices and the magic of friendship that could pierce through even the deepest darkness.